Naseem Hamed, Kevin Kelly, Junior Jones, and Kennedy Mckinney. At 126 or 122 pounds, these fighters are featherweights, but their punches carry heavyweight effect. The hardest hitter may be Britain's Prince Naseem Hamed. He's 23 years old with 26 knockouts in 28 fights. Hamed won't just knock you out, he'll embarrass you, as he did the former featherweight champion Tom Johnson. Kevin Kelly has had his share of impressive performances, most notably his stunning one-punch comeback knockout over Derek Gainer, and his unforgettably courageous performance against Alejandro Gonzalez.
Look at me. I got the energy to do it. Look at me. You got the energy to talk. Take the energy and the strength to listen to me.
Crowd on its feet. Kevin Kelly can't see out of that right eye. There goes the mouthpiece.
Fight's over, kid.
Fight's over.
There's always tomorrow.
Junior Jones is the senior statesman of the junior featherweight division, following his 2 victories over Marco Antonio Barrera. In the first fight, Jones put Barrera down and out. The second fight, an undisputed unanimous decision. Kennedy Mckinney won a gold medal in the 1988 Olympics, but may always be best remembered for his 1996 fight with Barrera.
This is a war. This is just a war, Roy. A backyard war.
Although Mckinney ran out of gas and lost the fight, he should be capable of one more epic battle.
A fitting end to a great prize fight.
They may be featherweights on the scale, but both fights promise heavy-duty action. The excitement swells tonight in Madison Square Garden.
Time in New York City, nothing like it. Bright lights, big city, and a really big show tonight. First, you'll see Junior Jones, 122-pound world champion, taking on former champ Kennedy Mckinney. Then Britain's incandescent Prince Naseem Hamed makes his American debut, walking into the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden against native New Yorker Kevin Kelly. You may or may not have experienced the hype that surrounds the man some call Prince. Naseem Hamed is his name. You'll see a whole lot more of him before this night is over. The hometown favorite, Kevin Kelly, is peeved about the publicity Hamed has received on his arrival in New York. Kelly feels he's been slighted by fans, by media, by the promotion, and by this network, HBO, and wants to end the Prince Naseem phenomenon with a victory here in the Garden tonight. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Lampley, and welcome to this extraordinary World Championship boxing card here on HBO. The last of the year, and certainly one of the best. We start with 2 tremendous 122-pound stars, Kennedy Mckinney, a former Olympic gold medalist, against Junior Jones, probably the best in the world in that weight class right now. That fight worthy of being the main event on any other card in these weight classes. But following that, a rare event. How often do you see a man rise to the level of status and earning power that Prince Nassim Hamed now occupies in Europe and around the world without ever having to prove that he's really got the goods in the ring? Tonight, the Prince will get to prove it all at once, because the man he's going against, Kevin Kelly, is the most proven 126-pounder in the world. He's proven himself in his several appearances here on HBO, but never with the kind of paycheck, promotional muscle, or overall attention that has been granted to the Prince on this occasion, the kinds of considerations that have never been granted to Kevin Kelly in his career. For more on that, we turn to HBO boxing analyst Larry Merchant. Larry, Kevin Kelly has made no secret of his displeasure with the promotion and with HBO because of the paycheck and the promotional power that's been put behind Prince Nassim Hamed as opposed to him. Does he have legitimate beef?
It's an understandable beef, Jim, but it stems from a mistaken belief, which is that if you reach the top, you automatically get top dollar. It doesn't work that way. Garth Brooks may not be the best country and western singer out there, but he sure sells the most records. And Kelly himself acknowledged that in another context when he said, he's an entertainer first and a fighter second. I'm a fighter first and an entertainer second. In Europe, the Princeling is a sensation, a star. There, Oscar de la Hoya. He has brought in $15 million this year, an astounding sum for any fighter, much less a featherweight. And because he has done that, that means that Kevin Kelly, who is 30 years old, been a top fighter throughout this decade, a native New Yorker, is getting his first chance at a main event in the Garden. Because of Hamed, he's getting the biggest purse of his career, $600,000. Kevin may think that life is unfair, Jim, but there's no fairer place on earth to show it than in the ring.
That's right. He gets his chance to wipe it all out tonight against Prince Nassim Hamed. And to talk more about the first event of the evening, Kennedy McKinney against Junior Jones, we go to the only fighter in the world who can compete with Hamed for sheer flamboyant publicity, George Foreman. George, we're getting ready to watch two outstanding fighters who have essentially the same style. Junior Jones and Kennedy McKinney, both textbook, jab, hook, and right cross kinds of punchers. When two guys have identical styles like this, what determines the outcome of the fight?
Well, you got to distinguish yourself tonight, and this is going to be a fight about distinguishing yourself. Junior Jones not only has a good left jab, he can put some power on that left jab, and that may be the most distinguishable thing that'll happen tonight. Stiffening up that left jab and coming in with hard right hands. I don't think McKinney will be able to take that over the long run. So it's about establishing power tonight that will distinguish him.
And maybe the younger Jones, by sheer virtue of age and less ring years, might have the edge.
Now, I don't want to talk about age.
I forgot about that, George. And as we get ready for the main event tonight, we invite you to check out our website at www.hbo.com/boxing. Take advantage of the opportunity to keep score on our interactive scorecard. After the fight, get an immediate recap of the main event at www.hbo.com/boxing, our HBO boxing website. Tail of the tape now for the battle between Kennedy McKinney and Junior Jones. Known each other a long time. Jones believes that he fought McKinney in the amateurs. McKinney says it isn't true. You see the 4-year difference in age. It's really almost 5 years on the calendar. Half-inch height advantage for Jones, 1 pound more on the scale yesterday, and a 3-inch reach advantage for Junior. And for the rules of the bout, the Prince Nassim of ringside scorers, Harold Letterman.
The Junior Jones Kennedy McKinney fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the new standardized rules for all World Championship fights. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
All right, Harold, let's go straight up to the ring announcer, Michael Buffer, for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Mecca of Boxing, Madison Square Garden, New York City, where tonight, Mr. Frank Warren for Sports Network, in association with Main Events and M&M Sports, present World Championship Boxing, sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Chairman Floyd Patterson. This bout is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization. President Francisco Barcarcel, supervisor for the WBO at ringside, George Christodoulou. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system are Mike Gliena, Melvina Lathan, and John Stewart. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Wayne Kelly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Madison Square Garden, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red with gold and weighing 121 pounds. In 1988, he captured Olympic gold. And now, as a professional, he has a record of 32 victories, including 18 knockouts. He has 3 defeats with 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, from Memphis, Tennessee, here is the WBO #3 ranked challenger in the world, former 2-time world champion, Kennedy King Mckinney. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, trimmed with red. His weight, 122 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding 44 victories with 26 knockouts and only 2 losses. From Brooklyn, New York, presenting the 2-time world champion and reigning WBO Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, Tarzan Junior Jones.
Kennedy Jr. Kennedy Jr., we're boxing for the WBO Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, come out boxing at the bell. Good luck, 12 rounds.
This is the 27th birthday of Junior Jones. He says it will be a birthday bash, and Kennedy Mckinney apparently doesn't want to be a part of that birthday bash, the way he turned his back to Jones. May the better basher win.
First strange piece of body language for the evening. Rest assured, it will not be the last.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it. Well, hey, every time we do a boxing card, George, we see something we haven't seen before, and there it was. Kennedy Mckinney turning his back on birthday boy Junior Jones during the referee's instructions. Unusually long stretch of inactivity for Jones coming into the fight. Hasn't fought since his 2nd victory over Marco Antonio Barrera this past April. He had surgery on his right hand shortly after that fight to repair bone spurs around the metacarpal. He says it's fine now. We'll watch to see if he throws the right hand with conviction.
Junior Jones started already asserting his left jab to the body, which is good for your lighter weights. Get some body punches in.
Something has already damaged Jones, and there it is. Blood on the cheekbone or from the nose. I believe Junior felt he was butted by Kennedy Mckinney, and there's blood under the right eye of Junior Jones.
The good thing about it is not over the eye.
Won't damage his vision because it's not over the eye. Nevertheless, bound to be a distraction. Cut man Al Gavin in Junior Jones's corner, one of the very best. Hard left hook up top by Junior Jones after a straight right hand lead to the body. Finding the butt on tape for replay, and we're going to be able to show it to you between rounds. Our tape editors telling us definitely a headbutt that caused the cut on Junior Jones's right cheek. Remember referee Wayne Kelly as the first man to disqualify Andrew Galata against Riddick Bowe, July 11, 1996.
I believe I may have seen blood coming from McKinney's mouth already, so this has the makings of a very bloody brawl.
McKinney digging hard to the body with the right hand in the clinch. right hand by Mckinney as they separated. Jones hit him with a left hook, and both fighters varying from their textbook styles already, apparently because they don't like each other.
The thing about Junior Jones, he's the best fighter in the world, but he's always getting the best boxer in the world, but he's always getting into fights.
So we'll follow the progress of Junior Jones's cut right cheek. There's Al Gavin going to work with the cotton.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an accidental headbutt.
It's all right, though. You got it, baby.
Accidental headbutt.
Here we can see it very early in the round. Right there. As you saw Mckinney rub up against the cheek of Junior Jones.
Didn't look like all that hard a butt at first, but obviously that's misleading, as opened a gash right there on the cheekbone.
I need that jab more, baby. You know, don't load up. You know, just like I said, box this guy, man. He'll run right into it, but you got to box him, though, okay?
The way to make him pay for it, double up on the jab, turn the shot to the knee, okay? Come out, big man.
Right hand.
Zombie box coincidence number one. By punch stat numbers, both men threw 32 jabs in the first round. Both men landed 7. Both men were swinging wildly at the end of the round, and Junior Jones comes out the aggressor to begin round 2. 2 hard left hooks by Junior Jones drive Mckinney backward. Jones got away with a low blow.
No sooner did his trainer Tommy Brooks, tell him to box and be patient, and Junior Jones went out there and just tore into Mckinney.
You know that under the eye on that cheekbone is not an important position for a cut in a boxing match. So your fighter will not concern himself if his corner does not get overly concerned. So Junior Jones is turning pure fighter tonight.
Squaring his shoulders up as he drives Mckinney into the corner. He's going to leave Mckinney with some opportunities to land if he stands like that. Hard right hand over the top by Junior Jones.
Good right hand by Mckinney.
And Mckinney stops Jones's onslaught with that right hand buster.
Now Junior Jones would like to get Mckinney to follow him a bit so he can establish that stiff left jab.
The outstanding trainer Tommy Brooks, who took over Junior Jones's training duties after his original trainer Joey Fariello passed away a year and a half ago, may scorch his fighter between rounds because he wants him to box, and Junior's been brawling. But now Jones starts to get back into the envelope.
Come up, Junior.
With his jab and his left hook to the body.
Good overhand right by Mckinney. It seems that everything is planned on stepping to Junior Jones' left side and throwing that overhand right.
Well, everybody who's ever been in with Kenny McKinney will tell you that he has a major league right hand. He's got to get past Jones's jab to land it tonight. Jones with another left hook landing flush on the cheekbone of McKinney. Crowd likes the fireworks they're getting in round 2.
Junior Jones is showing strength this time. Now, he also pushes McKinney back.
Jones telling us yesterday, I'm the strongest fighter in this weight class. I can overpower him.
And that's what a seasoned veteran is able to do. You throw 10, 15 punches, take your time, get back, suck up, get some new fresh air.
Jones just a little short with the right hand lead over the top.
Break. Step back, step back. Time.
Fast and furious pace through the first 2 rounds of Jones McKinney. Garden officials expecting a crowd of more than 10,000 here tonight.
Here with the right hand, okay? No problem. No pain, no gain. No problem, okay? Now here's the key, man. We still got to keep the pressure on him and work, okay? He's still doing a little crying over there, okay? You hurt him with the right hand. Come on back with the hook and drop another right hand. Keep working to the body. Body to the head, step around to the right, okay? Body to the head, around to the right, okay?
Jones is fighting at a very, very fast pace. And if Mckinney can weather it, he believes that Jones has a stamina problem. But Mckinney is getting hit with some heavy stuff.
Out.
Right there. A solid right, followed by a left, another right, backs him up.
Seconds out.
CompuBox numbers showing that Junior Jones fired 100 punches in the second round. Landed 36 of 64 power shots. So he's able to make his left hook and his right cross land against Kennedy McKinney, but McKinney's still there. And we'll watch Jones to see if he does exhibit the stamina problem that McKinney claims he has.
The good thing about Junior Jones, he's been able to land some good body punches, although he was throwing a lot of reckless power punches in the earlier round. He still was able to jab to the body, which will have him some insurance if this fight goes beyond 7, 8 rounds.
Right cross by Jones, partially blocked by McKinney.
No, whoa, Kennedy, come on. Come on. Keep it clean, keep it clean.
If you follow boxing, you're surely aware of the personal difficulties Kennedy McKinney has suffered in a checkered past marred by drug addiction. He says he's been clean for more than a year. He started a trucking business with his brother in Memphis, Tennessee, so he'll have something to bank on after boxing. Terrific young man. You got to hope he's got his life straight. And now he's down for the first knockdown as Junior Jones tattooed him with a right-left-right combination.
You don't want to get into a really knuckle-down fist fight with Junior Jones. If you got a jab, use it.
Come on.
A hard right inside decked McKinney. Let's see how badly hurt he is, if he is.
Badly hurt enough that he's not firing back. His legs are very wobbly. Junior Jones trying to finish right here. Wild right uppercut missed. If it had landed, it would have put out the lights.
Jones going to the body also with that right hand. So though he's missing, he's also insurance that he's going to last for a while.
McKinney got in one right hand coming back, starting to throw, but still taking a lot of leather from Junior Jones.
McKinney has been a champion. He's showing some championship stuff and trying to survive here. Pick a few shots like that and get out of this round to see how much resilience he's got with a minute's rest.
He's shown a lot of courage to get this far. Does he have his legs back?
Now, when you're a fighter, you rock the guy a few times. You don't want to get back and rest because you make him think you don't have any more. But Junior Jones should. Back away a little bit.
Hard right.
Get your wind back.
Both men landed right crosses, and both men wobbled at the knees. And this round is going to come to a close with McKinney still in the fight.
Listen to me. Come on. Relax. Sit back a little bit. Listen to me. You got to keep your hands up this round. Just move a little bit. Listen to me. Move a little bit. Mac, just move a little bit. Keep your hands up, okay? Fine. Good. Listen to me. Take it down. Put your head over here. You all right? Yeah. Mac, listen up. Mac.
Listen, I need you boxing. 2 or 3 jabs. Get him looking at here.
Kennedy McKinney may be the one who is starting a trucking company, but it was Junior Jones who hit like a truck in that round.
Seconds out.
As you can see, but George,
seconds out.
it seems to me Jones has to learn to pace himself a little bit. He's just a little too reckless with his energy. He's fighting at a furious pace, and if McKinney can survive this next round or two, he can still be a danger.
Now, you need your trainer now to kind of pace you a bit. Go back, re-establish the power left jab.
Good straight right hand from McKinney.
Jones threw 105 punches in the third round after having thrown 100 in round 2. So he is fighting at an extraordinarily fast pace. McKinney only threw 47 punches in the third round. He went nearly a minute without throwing any, while Jones pounded him against the ropes.
When you throw a lot of power punches like that, you almost need oxygen in your corner.
Kennedy McKinney's trainer, former Army and Olympic boxing boss Kenny Adams, in his 12th championship fight this year with fighters like Frankie Lyles and Vince Phillips in his stable. He's 11-0 in championship fights this year and says, I don't intend to lose one.
Good overhand right by McKinney again.
And Roy seemed to be wobbled by that overhand right. McKinney is an outstanding right-hand puncher.
And he has shown it here in the third round, here in the fourth round, as he did at the end of the third when he wobbled Jones in the closing seconds of that round.
There's a weakness for Junior Jones. He seems to always look at his right hand, so he's open for counter right hand anytime also. Points his head in the wrong direction.
Now Jones is coasting and slacking off on the pace a little bit in this round. Lands a left hook flush again. McKinney's going to have to put his right hand up to stop these left hooks that Junior is landing.
Yeah, but he's landed some hard right hand.
And he scores a knockdown. No, Wayne Kelly says no knockdown.
No. Come on.
He did land a right hand.
Yeah, it could have been scored a knockdown. I think Junior is hurt. I think he's a little exhausted from all of the energy he's put out in the first few rounds. And he's trying to recoup some time here, but there's still a minute left in the round.
It's not a shame for a boxer to move around and recapture. If you're in good shape, you can get a second win. That's what Junior Jones should be doing now.
Jones is very wobbly right now. If I were McKinney, I would try to remember to go to Junior's body. There hasn't been a lot of body punching in the bout, and you just have a vague sense that the first guy who goes after the other guy's rib cage might establish a beachhead. Junior on the defensive now, and down he goes. Perfectly timed right cross by Kennedy McKinney.
6, 7, 8. You feel all right, Junior? You want to continue, man?
Junior Jones is
now he should hold on.
That's it. Kennedy McKinney has scored the upset.
Exactly what his trainer told him to do. Step and throw that right hand.
I'm sorry, man.
Step over and throw that right hand.
Some of the members of the crowd are throwing cups into the ring, apparently protesting the stoppage by Wayne Kelly, but Junior Jones was out.
Yeah, the referee wanted to stop it, but he gave him the benefit of the doubt and let him continue. But when he fainted, he had no other choice.
Kennedy McKinney's scouting report was exactly right. Jones punched himself out. He survived the onslaught of the third round, hurt him badly with his vaunted right hand in the fourth round.
And McKinney's trainer, Kenny Adams, finishes the year 12-0 in championship fights. What a comeback by McKinney, who was all but out of it in round 3 and comes back to win the fight.
Yes, check out the world. Yes. Do we know? To all you young kids out there, hard work pays off. That's right. All you gotta do is work hard and it'll give it to you. God will give it to you. You put your team back. Put the ball back down. That's right.
Kennedy McKinney has had to work hard just to stay in life, much less in boxing. So he, more than most, can give you that advice, young people.
You know,
hard work pays off.
That butt over underneath the eye had a lot to do with the outcome.
How? Now here's the first punch early in the round that hurt Junior Jones and left him wobbling on lost legs for the rest of the bout. You saw the right cross that landed flush right there. That was ruled not a knockdown. Kelly ruled that a slip. Then, as they both threw right hands, McKinney's got there first, and Junior went down. See there? Trading rights, and McKinney quicker with his.
Power. That is what distinguished those guys tonight. One, both with power, but one with power and determination.
Kennedy insisted to us yesterday. He said, if I hit him on the chin with the right hand, he is going to go down.
But I think that butt under the left eye started Junior Jones desperately trying to get a quick knockout, and that probably changed the state of the whole boxing match.
So you think that Junior, thrown off by the cut, threw too many punches in the second and third rounds and then didn't recover from that?
He almost fainted in the earlier rounds just by mere throwing too many punches.
100 punches in the second round, 105 punches in the third by Junior Jones. Kennedy Mckinney, almost out at one point, comes back to win it. 33rd victory for Kennedy Mckinney. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, two of boxing's most courageous fighters met in the ring here tonight, and something had to give. It certainly did. At 2:39 of round number 4, referee Wayne Kelly calls a halt to the bout. The winner by knockout victory and new WBO Junior Featherweight Champion of the World, Kennedy King Mckinney.
What a victory for the young man who was behind on all 3 scorecards after 3 rounds, behind by 4 points on 2 of the 3 scorecards. But those scorecards immaterial now in the wake of the devastating display of right-hand power in round number 4. And Larry Merchant is standing by with the winner.
Congratulations, Kennedy. First, what was going through your mind in the third round? You're knocked down, you're tired, he's swarming you.
Surprise. I never thought in a million years he would be able to knock me down. But he caught me with a good shot. But like I say, Barrera knocked me down 5-6 times. But you saw I kept getting up. I had resilience. My chin is okay. I go down. But it's hard to hurt this young old man right here.
The fact that you believe that he doesn't have stamina and that if you stayed with him, does that help you to survive that round, knowing that if you survive, you'll have your shot?
Yeah, because I saw him when he fought Darryl Pinckney. And see, when he first started, when he fought Pinckney, he started to hit Pinckney, and he got relaxed. And he dropped his head, and then Pinckney came over and caught him. Same thing with me. When he knocked me down, I said, oh, he's going to relax now and going to think he got me. And that's what he did. He relaxed. And he thought he had me, but hey, this right hand ain't no joke, boy.
All right, thank you very much.
No. Larry, yes. I'd like to say hi to my mom at home. My 2 kids that wasn't able to come here, they're at the hotel now waiting on their daddy. To Bevo Covington, to all the people in Big Bad, California, thank God for this one. I deserve this. I work hard. This is my 4th fight this year. I work very, very hard.
Well, you're in the trucking business, and I have to say that tonight you wound up hitting like the bigger truck.
Thank you. Big Bell.
All right, Jim.
All right, Larry, just goes to show you, George, that comparative matchups don't often mean everything in boxing. Marco Antonio Barrera knocked McKinney down 5 times in winning a great fight against him. Jones beat Barrera twice to assume supremacy in the division, and then here comes Kennedy to beat Jones.
It can all happen in boxing. You just never know what's going to happen. But we did see power by both men, so I expect a rematch sometime in the future.
You had a sense early on, even while Jones was dominating with his right hand and his left hooks, that if McKinney could survive all that, he could come back with his own right hand.
Yeah, and Junior Jones' corner, they didn't show him how to pace himself. They didn't tell him to move around, box a little bit, stop throwing those powerful punches. You don't need them right now. You've got a knockdown. And because of that, he was not able to recover. He got knocked down, he winded himself, and he was at the mercy of McKinney in the end.
A night Junior Jones may regret for quite some time. Let's hear what he has to say about it with Larry Merchant.
All right, again, thank you, Jim. Junior, you had him knocked down in the third round. You seem to be expending all of your energy in those rounds. Did you not pace yourself well enough?
I thought I got a little anxious and careless.
You got just careless?
A little anxious and careless.
Did you get just too eager to put on a great show here in the Garden? Maybe. To qualify to fight for the Hamed or Kevin Kelly?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit. I think I probably did that.
Were you aware that this man does have a reputation as an outstanding right-hand puncher, and it's something you had to respect?
No, most definitely. But, I just made a little mistake, and ultimately I came up, with the wrong end of the stick.
Did the cut under your eye bother you, even though it was under your eye and a lot of blood coming out of it?
A little bit. No, not too. I don't want to give no excuses. Not too much. Bothered me a little bit, but not enough to stop me from performing.
Thank you, Junior. You came back once. Presumably, you can do it again.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be back. No big deal.
Jim, George.
Only the third loss of Jones's career. He had been so magnificently in control of his many talents against Barrera, but Larry touched on a subject there that may have been critical, and that's the effect of Prince Nassim, his celebrity, his economic clout, not just on his own fight with Kevin Kelly, but on this fight too. Neither of these fighters could ignore going in that this represented the chance to perhaps step up the ladder and get at Nassim.
Yeah, you almost feel like you're given a cold shoulder, and you get up there and you do a lot of things that you're not accustomed to doing, and a fighter like this in the background makes you react and do foolish things, especially prior to a big important fight, and you start thinking your fight is not important.
Because of a disparity in the contracts between the promoters and Sky Television, the British concern which is presently telecasting this pay-per-view over in Great Britain, and our own network, there was a legal battle and a discussion that went on until late this afternoon as to whether this fight would take place first or second. Do you think that might have had anything to do with Jones's apparent distractions?
No, I don't know. He said it honestly. Look, I don't have any excuses.
Yeah.
He was hit one after another hard right hand over the top, and it's very few fighters can take that many hard punches and keep on fighting. That's what it is. It was all decided by those good right hands.
All right, get yourself ready for the Prince Nassim entrance. It's coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes. Larry Merchant, your final reflections on a tremendous victory for Kennedy McKinney.
Sometimes a puncher believes in his power so much that when he lands a good punch on his opponent, he gets reckless. And I think that's part of, and a big part of, what happened tonight. He hurt him. He knows he's a very strong fighter, but he didn't account for Kennedy McKinney's long history of showing that he has a champion's heart and a champion's punch.
Speaking of champion's heart and champion's punch, Madison Square Garden wants to punctuate this great year in boxing with a tribute to Evander Holyfield. Let's go back to the ring and Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. On November 15, 1984, a young man came to the Garden to fight his first professional bout. He was a light heavyweight at the time, and then he moved up to the cruiserweight division. He then became the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. And then in his career, he joined Muhammad Ali as the only man to ever hold the heavyweight title 3 times. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him back to the ring where it all started for a very special presentation. Here is the 3-time heavyweight champion of the world from Atlanta, Georgia, Evander Real Deal Holyfield. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let me introduce to you the Madison Square Garden president and CEO, Mr. Dave Checketts.
Ladies and gentlemen, 13 years ago, a young Olympic boxer by the name of Evander Holyfield stepped into the ring at Madison Square Garden and won his first professional fight. And now, 13 years later, we have him here tonight to honor him and his accomplishments in boxing. In 1996, in this ring, he beat Bobby Chiz, and that led to his first heavyweight championship fight with Mike Tyson. We all know what happened after that. But Evander, what we want to give you tonight is a golden ticket commemorating your first professional win at Madison Square Garden, which has led to an amazing career in the world of boxing. Best of luck.
A fitting tribute to the #1.
First of all, I'd like to thank the Lord.
A fitting tribute to the #1 heavyweight in the world, Evander Holyfield. And now, as the crowd continues to buzz about